We are going for a short break. When we do get back, though, these and many more will be coming your way. Ghana urged to learn lessons from offshore petroleum exploitation as it plans to go into onshore exploitation. And later, players in oil and gas sector say petroleum exploration and production law will not guarantee Ghana a fair share of oil revenue. Well, it's good to have you back. Before we take stories from other parts of the world, let's take one more local story. The Norwegian Embassy Counselor on Oil for Development Program, Håkon Svein, says Ghana should learn from the lessons of offshore petroleum exploitation as it plans to go into onshore exploitation to properly respond to potential socio-economic and environmental challenges. The caution by Mr. Svein becomes more real as the president of the Western Regional House of Chiefs, Agyei, has also reiterated that the Western region still deserves a fair share of oil revenue. The Norwegian Embassy gave the caution during a two-day national multi-stakeholders forum on petroleum sector governance in Takoradi. The forum, which assembled representatives of the Ministry of Finance, civil society, petroleum industry and the general public, was organized by the NGO Friends of the Nation with support from GIZ. The Norwegian Counselor for Oil for Development Program, Håkon Svein, addressing a decade of Ghana's commercial oil discovery and the progress made, commended Ghana for not depending so much on oil for its development and enacting the appropriate legal regimes for the sector. However, speaking on the subject of socio-economic and environmental concerns with onshore exploitation, Mr. Svein cautioned Ghana to take note of concerns from the offshore exploitation.
So the challenge that you will face is, it's very important that you have this type of stakeholder forums where you include all the people, all the stakeholders that will actually be involved and affected by oil and gas exploration and production onshore. You have to learn from your own experience and you have to learn from your own people.
The president of the Western Regional House of Chiefs, Agyei, stating some of the concerns worth learning from, said the region deserves its demands for a bigger share of oil revenue.
But I think people should realize that naturally, with the oil find here, there's pressure on our resources. People should understand. So we should get something extra to be able to withstand the pressure. This one, if I said Ghanaian, if I refuse to realize this one, then I think we are not being fair to the people of Western region. Whether it is proper for a driver to be employed from Accra to come and work in Western region whilst we have drivers here. I didn't say that the Western Regional House of Chiefs have met to say give us 20%. No, they have never said that. We will continue, if anything at all, to press for our 10%, not 20%.
The MP for Ifia, Joseph Kujo, believes the larger picture should be building a new industry from the petroleum sector.
If you look at oil prices and it tells a story. Okay, so when the resource collapses, what happens later? Are we leaving the coastal residents the same way they have lived over the past 200 years? Or we want to take advantage and say, hey, there is the sea with resources in them, and we want to develop a fishing industry along the coast.
The advocacy officer at Friends of the Nation, Solomon Kusiampofo, says effective stock taking on the sector will determine a beneficial future for all.
It is almost 10 years since we discovered oil in commercial quantities in 2007. And as a nation, we should take stock as to the progress that we have made to look at whether the target that we set for ourselves we are able to achieve, the emerging issues that are coming from the communities and also the stakeholders at large we are able to address.
A report by Annim from Takoradi.
The local news, proudly